Welcome back. Today I'm going to talk about why my previous two trades on the Aussie dollar went to my stop loss. I did some reviewing. When trades go to stop loss, you should always look why it happened. So the first trade was legit. I think it was just because of the volatility in the markets that price did some fake breakouts, potential fake breakouts. But the second one was definitely unnecessary, and I will explain you why. So price was going down for sure. We see lower lows and lower highs like here. So price is going down. But if we zoom in a little bit more, we can see these trend lines. This one. Price going down, and potential targets are, you could say this one, this what you could say as well, that this was a target where price went to exactly the 60 level, psychological level, but because we broke there in the COVID volatility, we broke the low, so there were not enough buyers on this level, and when we tried to break up, we didn't break those highs, so price is likely to test again. So that's why I didn't count this in, even though we can see a very sharp move up after the COVID volatility. But we are looking to head down, and then when we're going to the previous setup, this was also a trend line that was in place because there were some worries that price would reject somewhere there. However, it didn't, because price went straight to my stop loss, and it's now testing the breakout level. So what was happening? Why did this happen? I think this was just because of volatility, because we did see, if you're looking on, for example here, you can see price going down, lower highs, lower lows, clear downtrend, breaking through the lows again. That was why we were entering. The target was all the way this level. That was where we were targeting. Okay, so it didn't. Why it broke? So over here we saw a little downtrend starting. Price broke, so I'm gonna mark this as break of structure. So at this break we were going down, and then we saw price creating over here lower highs, indicates the start of a downtrend, and of course it also created these lower lows as well here, lower lows. So this stop out was, I think, pretty normal. However, when price broke above this zone, break of structure, we started to go from a potential downtrend to neutral. So we saw price going down, 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 then massively going up and taking all those highs out, which means in the last few weeks price has been going up so much that the buyers were stronger than the sellers. That's why we're now trading higher, higher than previously. That means we're not in a downtrend anymore, but we are in a neutral trend, which we would target the lows. This would be the next target. Now when people that have been buying in this market, since all the way from here, they will start taking profits, people will start shorting again. But we need some kind of range, and we need some kind of downtrend. Downtrend is lower highs and lower lows before we can trade something down, and that was what I was not doing, because I was just trading the wipeout. So this little break of structure down, what I was trading, and so I expected something like this all the way down to there, which is perfect. I'm still looking for something like that, but we didn't make a lower high yet, and we need lower highs and lower lows. It was only a lower low, that's it. So it can easily be a retracement or just some noise. That was why this didn't happen. What we should have looked for example, right now, because this trend line is still in place, it's still testing, and I could be wrong. Price could still be going up from here all the way to maybe this trend line. Could do anything, but if we want to trade it down, we would want to see it breaking a support zone, and also those candlesticks have certain support zones. So we saw this doji candle. We need price to break this weekly candlestick low in order to for it to go down. So of course this is not really relevant anymore. This was the break of structure of here. So we can remove this. We also can remove this because we are not trading that anymore. So we first want to see price to break this. For example, if you create a doji as well, we can move it to there. And then I'll be looking for a potential head and shoulder pattern. For example, if price goes here, tests again, creates a lower high and a lower low, that's where I would want to enter. So it would still be the same kind of setup, exactly the same with a slightly different stop, maybe a few weeks later, but it would be a higher chance of hitting target. I think that was the reason why this happened. So I studied this a bit, tried to figure it out, did some back tests, and I think this is what's helping me a bit more. So I'm now looking for a trade in sterling yen. So to do this really quickly, 12 monthly chart, we can see price going up, on the longer term going down, potential trend line in place, uptrend, uptrend, uptrend. Over here we can see this is a support, this is a resistance, and we can see price is started to go up from here. I'd have this little trend line in place, took out those highs, which means we're more likely to go up because we broke, it broke those highs. So the next potential target might be here, potential target. Then what we're looking for is something to go up because we're at the support there, weekly chart. You can see a lot of noise, a lot of choppiness, and this level is pretty respected. And this was what we were seeing, little downtrend, not really relevant, but let's put them up. Also, trend line. And this one potentially going down again like this, potential uptrend line, and then we can also, this is really wide, but I'm gonna do it like this. So what we were seeing here on the weekly chart, price going down, up, down, lower highs, lower lows, taking out, going back to neutral, or even a little uptrend here, because we were seeing higher lows and higher highs. Then we go into neutral again, because we are lower lows, so we're trading back to this high. So we are really in a range over here. So this is the potential resistance where we will be looking at. And then if we zoom in, go to the daily chart, we can see this trend line in place, this steep one, and then potentially this a little short one. Okay, so what we were seeing here, price going down, changing the trend to bearish, so downtrend, ranging. Over here it could do anything. It could go up and down, went up, so it created higher lows, and then eventually a higher high. So it could have also ended here. Actually really kind of missed this, so could have traded something like that, and then all the way to the next area of support, resistance. Could have done something like that, but we didn't get in. Did we have some trend lines? No, we didn't make higher highs yet, so this is the only trend line we're getting, but it's a great one because it's supporting it a bit. Then over here, candlestick resistance, candlestick resistance, candlestick resistance, candlestick resistance. Most previous one, and then we have a perfect breakout because we have been going up here. So this is still the pattern trend line. This is just noise, and then we have this for sure uptrend line, but we're still looking for a decent, there's still some space left, so we are going up, down, up, creating higher highs, higher lows, going down, creating a little retracement, and then change of structure over there. And of course this was the last candlestick daily resistance. So candlestick resistance, daily, break of structure, breakout. Then we can use some Fibs as well. No, that will be somewhere there. Maybe also a little pattern here with the minimum price objective also going up, but there's still room left. I mean, I know this is 20, a little round number, but this is a zone. This is where price massively went down on the Trump dump. I'm gonna look for a zoomed in area so we can see on the 1 hour chart. This is where price closed. So yeah, this is where we're most likely gonna take targets. We don't want to target things too crazy. Zoom in a bit. Yeah, this is a decent zone. So if you zoom in, use this as an MPO. This whole move, this is matching up better. So we're going for that. 12 hourly chart. So this, what we can also add into account is 1 touch, 2, 3, and this is a candlestick pattern. It's a breakout and engulfing pattern. Now we ideally want a price to go down to the support zone, so down to there, support zone, and then find our trade up there. Target next resistance. The stop is below the candlestick pattern and the trend line and the support line, which is here. Call this stop loss. We can do it really tight, so 96.4. So this is where we want to enter. We want to enter right there. Now we see price breaking up. Yen session. Tomorrow or maybe the afternoon we're looking for a dip and buying price there. That's where we want to enter. We might even enter again when price retraces a bit again like this, touch the trend line and then goes up again. That's a possibility, but this is looking like a better trade. And what's the correlation with this and what I was just saying is that we are in an little uptrend here. There's no resistance. We're creating higher highs and higher lows. Could also do this as a support zone. So we're now really trading with this little trend structure. There's no trend structure in between. We're just trading it all the way back. So we're trading this little uptrend within this range zone, which I think should be fine. There's also a trend line confirmed. There's support confirmed. We have a bullish engulfing. I think this should do it. Ideally, of course, you wanted to go in somewhere there on the exact break this morning, but I was asleep. I couldn't do that, so I need to get in somewhere here. That's what I'm hoping that would happen. I'm going to remove these MPOs. I think this is helping me a lot with gaining back the few lost trades. It's a 3-to-1 I'm taking. I think some volatility should at least get it all the way back to the support for it to be healthy. And of course, maybe it goes up straight to target, but this is what we're doing. Risk reward is great, 3-to-1. It's just patience from here. I will leave my order and look for better setups out there. I hope this helped you. If you really like this and you like the way I analyzed or reviewed my trades, please subscribe, leave a comment, like, whatever you want to do. It would help me out a lot. And of course, it makes me happy as well if I see some nice feedback. Thank you and have a great day.